I'm Aylin Leslie. I'm the creator and founder of the Dollylocks Professional Organic Dreadlock product line and the owner of the Dollylocks Salon in St. Petersburg, Florida. Today I'm here with my friend
Carmen Boudry,
who also works for Dollylocks. She is a stylist at the salon and a great friend of mine. Today we're doing volume 2 of our Q&A with Dollylocks. So what do we have for our first question today?
All right, on Instagram, our first question using hashtag AskDollylocks was from Otter Chaos, and he says, yes, your last video rocked. I got my answer at the salon this week, but I'll ask here for the gander. Advice for sleeping materials or methods to keep dreads from spazzing out, especially on the younger side. Thank you for your awesomeness.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that question. Actually, when I sleep at night, I wrap my hair up. I take it up into a high ponytail and I do a bun and I secure it with, actually I have one right here, a hair tie. So you could use just elastic band or a large oversized headband. I just wrap it in two and then I wrap it around my bun just to hold it secure. You could also do a braid. If your dreadlocks are shorter, I would suggest maybe a sleeve, and we do have those at Dollylocks. We have the Dollylocks sleeves that are available online and at the salon. And do you have any tips? Or
I actually sleep on a satin pillowcase because that gives slip as opposed to like a cotton pillowcase, which is going to kind of grab on your hair. So I found that that helps reduce frizziness as well.
Yeah, I think that's great. What's our next one?
Next, Mariette asked, how long does your loose hair, the new growth, need to be to crochet it into the dreads? Is it necessary to tie a string at the base to make it stay?
That's a really good question. No, it is not necessary to tie anything at the base, but if you do, it just sort of works as a catalyst to help as the new hair grows out, to keep it a little tidier, a little bit longer. I do not suggest to do maintenance more than every 2 months. If you're doing it on a weekly or monthly basis, I think that's way too often. I understand that you want to keep, well, some people want to keep their hair tidy and tight at the base, and that's fine, but there's other ways of doing that. I use the tightening spray and I'll twist my dreadlocks at the base, and that really helps a lot.
Yeah.
And that, you know, encourages the new growth to go into the dreadlock and keeps it tidy, as well as the pomade. The pomade works really well as a styling tool for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right.
I got nothing to add.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Mandy Mill asked, I used the twist and rip mixed with some freeform about 3 weeks ago. My freeform are living a beautiful life, but my TNR are too twisted, I think. Help, they don't look like dreads yet.
Well, it's still pretty new. When you're doing any method besides what we do at the salon when we do the professional organic dreadlocking system, that elevates and accelerates the locking process. But when you're doing something like rip and twist or neglect, that's going to take quite a bit longer to actually start locking. My best advice would be to palm roll dry. I don't ever suggest a palm roll wet unless you're actually trying to change the shape of the dreadlock. But palm rolling dry is where you're going to get the friction. So my best advice to her would be, as far as our products would go, would be to use the tightening gel on wet hair, the tightening spray on dry hair, and the tightening gel you just want to use when you wash your hair. The tightening spray you could use on a daily basis, and just dry palm rolling.
Yep.
That would probably be the best. And if you could get into a professional and have dreadlock maintenance done, I do not suggest interlocking, and that could be another video, but yeah, if you could get into a salon and get some professional maintenance done with a crochet technique, that would be helpful as well.
Yep. I've actually had a client come in before that hers were probably around 2 to 3 months old, and they still had a little bit of that twisty look to them. So it just takes a while for them to really form into a dreadlock using that method.
It does. I mean, it can take
It'll happen, but
yeah.
it takes a while.
It does take time. Patience.
Patience is a virtue.
Always, always.
Okay, Curvy Girl asked, does your method work on multicultural hair with a different curl pattern? Can Dollylocks products be mixed? Example, gel and oil. My hair loves your products.
Well, that is also a great question. I love that. Yes and yes. Our methods work on any type of hair. It's a hair friendly, and it's a tension based technique, so it's going to work on anyone's hair. And there is no damage in the technique that we do. It might be slightly different from what you see on a lot of the YouTube videos, and that's something that we'll work on, down the road as well. Just, helping people doing more at-home maintenance using tools. But do you want to add anything to that, or should we go into the product part?
I guess the only thing that I would really add is that a lot of techniques that are done can't be done on every hair type, but the techniques that we use are specifically made so that we can use them on any hair type.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem at all. So.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
That's why we do what we do. And as far as mixing products, yes, all of our products are meant to be used together, especially the conditioning oil. That's a product that you can use to add to any of the products. Like, for example, the tightening gel is meant to be used on wet hair. You can mix a little oil in that, and that's just going to work as a little bit extra conditioner. You can put the oil on dry hair before you use the tightening spray. So yes, all of our products are meant to be used together. So that's a really great question.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one of my favorite combinations is using the pomade, because when you do use the pomade, you want to use it when you can't see it on your hands. If you put a little drop of oil in there, you're not only using a styling product, but you're getting that moisture in there too. Okay, and moving on to the next question.
Screamer Tree asked, how do I pull loops back in?
When you're pulling a loop back into the dreadlock, you want to make sure that you just get it pulled into basically the center of the dreadlock. You're not going to be able to pull it all the way through, but you don't want to break those hairs. So be really careful if you are using a crochet hook or a needle or whatever you're using. Just gently put the loop back into the center of the dreadlock, and then you could secure it afterwards with some yarn, embroidery thread, even a bead like what Carmen has on her hair. So pull the loop back in and then put something on there just to help to compress it and to keep the loop held into the center of the dreadlock. And it will find its way back in. And if you came into the salon, we would actually use your own hair or some type of loose hair to secure that instead of a bead or yarn. But that's something you can do at home.
Yeah, great answer. Zach's a Trout asked, why do you use lime juice rather than lemon juice in your products? Just curious. Also, what about for your pomade? I want to tame up my locks without beeswax.
Well, first I'm going to hit the note about the pomade, and that's exactly why we created that product. It's a water-soluble product that is meant to be used with our shampoo. It will wash out with other shampoos, but it's really going to clarify and cleanse the hair free of any product whatsoever if you do use the Dollylocks shampoo. And it has to do with the coconut molecule itself, or the molecules in the coconut. Coconut does bond together very well. So if you use a coconut shampoo on a coconut product, it's going to bond together and it's going to wash completely away. But yes, that's why the product was created, was to help with styling hair, and it is meant as a styling product, so it is going to help to tame loose hair flyaways and to style the hair into the dreadlock.
Yeah.
And oh, go ahead.
It's awesome too that people are starting to realize not to use beeswax on their dreadlocks. I love anytime someone says, I don't want to use that, like what else can I use? What are my other options?
Well, in beeswax, it's not vegan, and that's something that's really important to me, and that's why we created the product line. But beeswax is not water soluble. It's not going to wash out easy, and it's kind of messy.
Yeah.
But to get to the answer about the lime, lime for us is a personal preference. I just felt that lime would go better with coconut than lemon would. And lime is naturally an antiseptic and an astringent. It promotes healthy and healing as well, and it is antiviral and antibacterial. So that's why we use the lime. Plus, it smells amazing. I love lime.
Yeah, I love all the products that have the lime in them.
Me too.
All right.
What else we got?
That Alley Bug asked, I watched your product knowledge video and you mentioned you have limited editions. How do you decide on the scents, and when can I keep my eye out for these?
Well, we actually create our limited editions from you guys, our viewers, and our clients as well. We like to go with the fall scents. So if something's going to be summer, spring, it'd be a little bit more invigorating, a little more sunshiny, and then fall we like to go with something a little more earth balanced, even a little spice to it. So it's completely up to you guys, and we definitely do the limited editions seasonally, and every once in a while we'll throw an extra one in there if we sell out really fast. So just stay tuned and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and you'll get a chance to actually create one with us at one point.
Yep, it's really fun too. Once we have a few ideas of like what people want for a seasonal scent, we order in our essential oils or our phthalate-free fragrance oils, and we actually kind of play chemist and mix up some scents and kind of take them around the salon. If you're in the salon that day, you might get to help pick what a scent is going to be, and it's just really fun because like we kind of guess what's in each one. When we take it over to someone like, Aylin, here, smell this. Like, what do you like about this one? What would you change?
And it is. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. We all get to kind of create it together. So you come up with the scent, and we play chemist and
just kind of perfect it.
Yeah, we perfect it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's fun.
From our Facebook page, Pockets Holland asked, I spent about 12 hours total cleaning up and tightening my roots. Of course, it took 2 days. Pulling in the loose hair and regrowth with a crochet hook. I washed my dreads afterwards and all the work I did came undone. What can I do to make sure all that work wasn't for nothing? My dreads are 10 months old and I really like them to stay tight at the roots.
Well, actually, I know this is kind of an afterthought, but you should do that in reverse order. And that's why we ask our clients, if they don't want us to shampoo their hair or do a detox when they come in, we say, please arrive with your hair clean and dry. So before you do any maintenance work, always wash it first and let it completely dry. The reason you want dry hair is because when the hair is wet, it's a little more susceptible, and you'll notice it has a little bit more give to it, and that is called the porosity of the hair. So when you do work on hair, you want to make sure it's dry. So wash your hair, let it dry, and then do your maintenance. And then I would follow through with the tightening spray. If you wanted to wash your hair, put the tightening gel in, then do your maintenance, that would work just as well.
Absolutely. And then we always recommend when a client comes into the salon for their maintenance that they wait about a week before they wash their hair again, just to really give that maintenance some time to set in there and convince the hair that it wants to be in the dreadlock where you put it.
Yes, and then after your maintenance, you do want to do a little bit of dry palm rolling because that helps with the compression.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
What else do we got?
Jennifer on Facebook asked, what do you recommend for dandruff?
Dandruff. We get this question a lot, and that's perfectly fine. One of our products that I love the best for dandruff is our refreshing spray. It's the perfect in-between shampooing spray that will help with dandruff, and the conditioning oil. The conditioning oil, if you have really bad dandruff or buildup, the conditioning oil is a product you can put on your scalp using a towel to kind of rough it up a little bit, and use a generous amount. Leave it on overnight or just a couple hours, however long you can leave it on for, and then shampoo, and your dandruff will be a thing of the past.
Evalie asked, what are the best medium length cuts for round-faced ladies?
Well, what do you think, Carmen? Carmen's one of our haircut specialists at the salon.
Back when I had brushable hair, one of my favorite cuts, I have a very round face, was an angled bob. I find that having a little bit of extra length in the front really helps to elongate your face. Or another style or option might be a cut with a little bit more layering so you can get some more height in the crown. Basically anything that's going to elongate the area that you're looking at is going to be great for a round face.
Yeah. And round faces are beautiful.
All right, that's it.
All right, so I guess this wraps up our second edition, or volume 2. Each month we're going to do this, so next month will be volume 3. So if you have any questions, just look out for our posting that we put on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And please follow our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and follow us on Facebook. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay. Done.